Layoffs are undeniably crap. What if I told you that the way you lead during layoffs will actually define your reputation more than any other moment in your career? And there's 3 important leadership moves that you need to know about to lead in these times. When things get uncertain, your team isn't looking for a boss, they are looking for leadership. And whether it's layoffs, restructuring, budget cuts, even if your team is safe, they are feeling it. The tension, the anxiety, the uncertainty, some quietly sat there wondering if they are next, some feeling guilty for staying while their colleagues go, struggling to focus, distracted by the weight of it all. I have been in a business where this is happening and it feels awful. Even if you are safe, it does not feel fun. And this is where leadership really moves from numbers into people. How you show up right now will be remembered. Are you creating a culture of fear and silence, or are we creating one of honesty and humanity? Your leadership does not get tested when things are easy, it gets tested in times like now when it is hard. And if people actually are losing their jobs, it is even harder. So how on earth do we even begin to lead a team through a change like this without losing trust, motivation, or your own sanity? Because let's be real, we feel it too. And let me tell you the mistake that most managers make when faced with this situation. They say nothing. They go quiet, wait for things to blow over, but silence sends its own message. It leaves room for fear, assumptions, resentment. All of these things take over. So what do the greatest leaders actually do instead? And before we get into some of these practical steps, I want to note here, you are never going to fully solve this problem. Even if you are the best leader in the world, it is still going to feel tough for you and the team, and that is okay. But there are some things you can do to help so your team feel a sense of strength and unity instead of further division and fear. Firstly is communicate early and often. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, once said, "Clarity is the antidote to fear." When people don't know what's happening, they fill in the blanks, and the blanks are almost always worse than the reality. So your job is to cut through that uncertainty. Be as transparent as you possibly can. And if you don't actually know all the answers, say that, or go and find them, go and push for information from above, but commit to keeping your team updated. Repeat the key messages over and over. You might feel like a broken record, but in times of uncertainty, people need the reassurance. Use multiple channels, team meetings, one-on-ones, Slack messages. Don't just rely on one update and assume that that's going to help them feel certainty. When Airbnb faced mass layoffs, the CEO, Brian Chesky, sent a company-wide letter explaining exactly what was happening, why and how they made their decisions. It never feels nice, but even the employees who lost their jobs felt a sense of respect, because it is true leadership being as transparent as we possibly can. We have to give over that information the moment we have it ourselves. And if we don't have it, fight to go and find it and give them regular updates on exactly what that information is. Next is shift the focus to what is in their control. So we cannot control what is going on in the wider company, so we need to shift the focus on things that we can. When Indra Nooyi led PepsiCo through some really tricky economic downturns, she kept her teams focused on what they could control. Because when everything feels uncertain, people freeze, they panic, and they start worrying about the things that they can't actually change or control. So your job is to bring them back to the action. Ask, what can we still do? What are our priorities right now? Give them wins, even small ones, because a sense of progress in the things they can control will help push people forward. A really practical thing you can do here is focus on praise more than ever before, making sure people feel a real sense of value and certainty in the fact that they are doing a great job. Normalize emotions, the fear and frustration. They are expected, don't make people feel vilified for feeling that way. But it doesn't mean those emotions have to paralyze the team. After a major restructure, a leader that I once coached and worked with actually told her team, "This sucks, but here's what we still own and here's what we can do today." And her team really pulled through because she was focusing on things they can control. She gave them direction, even when everything else in the business felt directionless. So keep that focus on exactly what is in your control. And the final one, number 3, is we have to lead with humanity. In times like this, it is more important than ever before to bring your empathy and humanity to the forefront. Simon Sinek says leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. In hard times, people don't remember what you said so much as how you made them feel. Make sure to have regular one-on-ones, never cancel them, schedule them, make sure the team know that this time is important. Ask them about how they're doing, not just about work. Acknowledge things like survivor's guilt, so the ones who often stay can feel just as lost because maybe their friends or close colleagues have left. And use your humanity to be real. It's okay to say, this is tough and I don't have all the answers, but I do have your back. After a major layoff, there's a manager that I know who made time to personally support every single departing team member. She helped with references, LinkedIn intros, and just being there. And years later, those employees still speak highly of her, and she actually re-employed one in her new job because she led with integrity. She wasn't fearful. She knew that she could not do anything to change the decisions that the businesses were making, but she could focus on what was in her control and lead with humanity right until the end. So if you are leading through a tough time, whether it's budget cuts, layoffs, or anything else, you are not alone. Change happens in business all the time, but it gives us a real opportunity to practice how we want to show up as leaders. Do you have any really good ways that you've managed change in the past? Please let us know in the comments, because I want to learn from every single one of you. And I am running a series of free trainings called your Leadership Level Up Matrix. We go through the 4 steps that you need to really become a respected leader. Just go to the link in the description and make sure you subscribe, because we post videos like this every single week.